ask me.
We are recording right now.
We're recording.
Yep.
All right, and everyone is here, and you'll watch if any visitors come in as well.
Yes.
All right, everyone good? All right, good evening. It is Monday, August 24th. It is 7:04, and I call the Maple Plains City Council meeting to order. Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I have one change that I would like to make to the agenda this evening. I would like to remove item 9A. And with that change, I'm looking for a motion to adopt this evening's agenda.
Mayor,
Yes.
point of information here. Could you remove both items 9A and 9A1, please?
Oh. Yes,
They're both related to the same topic.
they both go together. Sorry about that.
Yes.
All right. Thank you for that correction. Okay, so I'm looking for a motion to adopt the agenda with the removal of 9A and 9A1.
So moved.
Moved
Second.
by DeLong, second by DeLuca. Any further discussion? All in favor by show of hands. Awesome. The agenda is adopted with the change. First item of business is visitors to be heard. I don't have anyone down here or on the phone. Do you have anyone with you, Frank?
I do not, Mayor.
Okay, then we will move on to our consent agenda, which this evening includes approval of the July 27th City Council business meeting minutes and approval of the July 27th and August 10th City Council workshop minutes. Looking for a motion to approve those three sets of minutes.
I'll move to approve, but just with a note about the minutes that we passed a minute policy in December 17th, 2018. Our minutes are a lot shorter, Frank, and so it'll make your life easier if you want to take a look at that policy. It's basically just what we discussed and what was decided. You don't have to quote any of us or any of that, so it'll just make your life easier.
Thank you.
Yep. So I move to approve.
Okay, we have a motion to approve by Cahill,
I will second that.
second by Fay. Any further discussion? All in favor by a show of hands, please. Opposed, same sign. All right, the motion carries. Next item of business is to look at our July accounts payable, and I will turn that over to staff if they have anything they'd like to say. Otherwise, council for questions.
No comment, Mayor, members of the council.
Okay. Then I will open the floor to council for questions.
There are a couple of payables that look like they're duplicative lines, Frank.
Yes, sir.
Are those just errors? It's like a double payment being made on a couple lines.
Can you point them out, please? And we'll double check them.
I knew you were going to ask. John, do you have those?
Well, I'm wondering if are you,
Telephone 708-36. I see that. I'm sorry.
are you talking about the telephone, Mike? City of Independence?
Let's see where they are.
Yeah, telephone is doubled up there.
Where they are.
Also,
That was-
city leave.
Because if you are, I took that as one was 601, which is water, and one is 101, which would be telephone for the water treatment plant, I'm assuming, for 4 months, and telephone for the water treatment plant for the city hall for 4 months. Other than that, I don't know what duplication you're talking about.
Well, yeah, look at the City of Independence line, that one.
Right.
Two duplicative bills.
Well, but
Right here.
one is coded 601, which is water, which would be the water treatment plant, which means, and it's also 4 months. So we obviously haven't paid for March, April, May, and June.
Okay.
I normally I would have flagged that and asked, but I just kind of deciphered that it's 101.
I see the coding difference.
Correct.
On those, and generally those have in the past, we've just seen one, so maybe they're splitting them now, which is more technically correct than coming back.
Well, if they're splitting them, then our telephone expenditure doubled because that still worked out to be like $180 a month, which is what it's been in the past. Do you want to pull it and have him look at it?
Well, it just seemed to have questions to me. Not that we can't pay it and look at it.
Mayor, members of the council, I'll be glad to double check it before any damage is done there. There is another line at the bottom of page 2, but that's for the office lease, but you can see one is July 2020,
No,
the other one is August.
That one I see. The other question I have is the perpetual fuel bill that I still don't know if we've got a final resolution to where we are on all of that, but why do we have $189 worth of unleaded fuel? Tell me where that went.
Well, Mike, I circled it and I said, does anyone have a problem with Frank picking up where Bobby supposedly left off?
No, we got to get an answer to that because we don't have a vehicle that runs on unleaded fuel that I'm aware of.
Mayor, members of the council, I'd be glad to do that. I know that on the desk was a stack of a material that frankly I have not gotten to. And
It's been on the radar. It's been low priority. All right, so we'll give direction for staff to continue to look into the fuel and answer those prior questions, to double check the payments to the City of Independence. Were there any other questions or things you would like staff to look at?
I had one question, and I know
Okay.
I formulated this in the form of an email to Frank a couple of weeks ago, and it had to do with Elam as well as the Meadows of Maple Plain. And we continue to pay engineering expenses, we do, for Elam. And should that not be money that is escrowed from Elam and paid for Elam? Why are we every month paying engineering fees for work that's being done at Elam?
I will look into that, council member.
Thank you.
All right, so there's been direction given to look into a couple things with the rest. With that, I'm looking for a motion to approve the July accounts payable.
So moved.
Moved by Cahill,
Second,
second by DeLuca. Any further discussion? All in favor by a show of hands? Opposed, same sign. All right, the motion carries. Accounts payable have been approved. This evening, we have before us written reports from our city planner, from West Hennepin Public Safety, from our city engineer, and from Public Works. Those were all received in writing. Does anyone have any questions or concern with any of those 4 reports? Okay, with that, I'm looking for a motion to receive those 4 reports.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Councilmember Fay,
I'll second.
second by Councilmember DeLong. Any further discussion? I just want to note that administration report was not included. That was intentional. And we will talk about what that looks like going forward in our workshop. All right, so with that, looking for a motion to receive the 4 administrative reports. Or we're going to vote on that. We already have a motion in a second. All in favor, show of hands, please. Okay, opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimously again. All right, next we have some new business this evening. Before us, we have the consider approval of a request for payment in the amount of $70,000 by Milo Electric for electrical work at Veterans Memorial Park. So looking for a motion to approve that payment to Milo.
I'll move to approve that.
Motion by Councilmember DeLuca. Looking for a second.
Second.
Second by Councilmember Cahill. Any further discussion regarding the payment to Milo? Hearing none, we will do a roll call vote. and I will turn that over to our administrator.
Moss Kuski,
Aye,
I think I did that right this time.
that was awesome.
Thank you. DeLuca,
Aye.
DeLong,
Aye.
Hay,
Aye.
Cahill.
Hi.
I got him.
All right, good job. The motion passes unanimously 5-0. Next item of business this evening is council reports and other business. And we will start with Councilmember DeLuca.
The HR Personnel Committee has been meeting over the last month or so with Frank, trying to finish our work. And I think about a week ago, you got our draft of the new policy manuals. We wanted to give everybody enough time to be able to review 78 pages and some changes in there. We tried to also summarize for you the major areas where the changes were and gave you a clean copy and a change document if you wanted to. That will be reviewed at the next workshop, and then in hopes that if we don't have any major disagreements, it'd come for policy implementation in September. So we're really trying to think ahead and not giving you big, massive things that that require you to spend all weekend trying to read. You work it in amongst your other stuff.
Thank you to you and Councilmember Cahill and Frank and the attorney for your work on that. And we will all do our reading so we come prepared. All right, next we'll hear from Councilmember Cahill.
In addition to the Personnel Committee, I also attended the West Hennepin Chamber of Commerce, which was an outdoor meeting, which was nice. And I think the nice thing there was that all the chambers received PPE from the state to distribute to businesses who needed it. And then businesses who didn't need it gave it to other ones within the chamber. So they have some additional masks and other PPE to help keep employees safe and customers.
Thank you, Councilmember Cahill. Next we'll hear from Councilmember DeLong.
I attended a police commission meeting, which was our budget meeting, as well as our quarterly meeting. And we will be bringing that budget forward to the rest of the council on Thursday night for discussion.
Thank you for your work on that. And next we'll hear from Councilmember. You're muted, Councilmember Fay.
Appropriate or not, you're running a very tight ship tonight. In addition to attending Rotary virtually on Thursdays, I did meet with the Fire Relief Association on Monday. And last Thursday afternoon, the mayor and I gave a presentation to the District 5950 Rotary Committee, and we got unanimous approval on what amounts to be a $10,000 cash grant from District Rotary that will be pooled with about $4,500 additional money that will be shared between Orono Rotary, Monticello Rotary, Buffalo Rotary, and Plymouth Rotary, as well as some in-kind work from the Minnesota veterans. And we will be doing nearly $15,000 worth of improvements this fall to the Veterans Memorial. It's a phenomenal Rotary city partnership, and I'm very excited. I was like a kid in a candy store. So it's good news for us.
And I would just like to publicly explain a little bit for those who might be watching. As council, we all accept liaison roles, and Councilmember Fay and I proudly represent the city on the Orono Rotary. So Councilmember Fay did a lion's share of the work. I mean, there was countless hours of meetings and recruiting and paperwork and documents. So I just want to thank you for not just showing up at the table and being a Rotarian, but being an active member and making the city proud and representing us well. So kudos to you, and kudos to the city to have the foresight to invest in that relationship. I think it has been a wonderful partnership, and one that I hope will continue on for years to come with Party in the Park, with Veterans Memorial Park, and just the potential for even more opportunity. So I think that's good when cities work well together and work with other organizations. So I'll get off my soapbox. All right, any other council reports? Okay, I was able to attend the Northwest Hennepin League of Municipalities, and just a couple weeks ago, and Congressman Dean Phillips came out, and it was really an interactive listening session. He genuinely was inquiring about how we're doing with COVID and things going on, and how he can represent all of us. So that was helpful. And then as mayors, after the congressman left, we all visited and networked regarding how we can best use the CARES Act and how we can help businesses and help cities and schools, and just really work together and be good stewards of that money. So that was a very beneficial meeting. I was also able to attend the Minnesota Women in City Government meeting, and we talked about upcoming elections, just how discouraging the world really is right now towards elections, and in particular towards some females, and how we can overcome that. And then also awards were given, and congratulations to Councilmember Lynn Betts from Independence. I can't remember if I did this at council. I know I did it at the chamber. Did I update you all on that? So Councilmember Lynn Betts from the City of Independence received the Elected Official Women's Award for 2019 for Minnesota Women in City Government. So just kudos to her and congratulations for her work and for her legacy and her commitment to government. So that was exciting to have one of our neighbors receive that award. Then also, I was able to attend the Criminal Justice Coordinating Committee. We had a meeting with all of us, with all of the players at the table, from the Hennepin County Sheriff to the judges to all the county commissioners, and really just worked on action items. We want to be a group that does things and doesn't just sit around a table or a screen right now, unfortunately, and talk. So we came up with 18 possible action items, and then we will be meeting to decide how we're going to move forward on those and narrow those down. And it has just proved to be very beneficial. So for example, in this group, we are a little fish. My role is to represent Western Hennepin County, along with Chief Risvold from Wayzata, and then of course our County Commissioner, Jeff Johnson. And just last week, our own police chief was very frustrated. One of his officers gave a ticket, went down to the courthouse, and it was basically rejected, and found out that a law had changed. So today I was able to have conversation with Chair Johnson and Ms. Hernandez about that, and how we can better help fill those gaps so those things don't happen, and that all law enforcement entities, not just Minneapolis and St. Paul, are aware of what's going on in Hennepin County. So it's a big role, but I think it's worth the investment and worth the time to build those relationships and to help build divides and bring groups together to accomplish the greater good. So those were my 3 meetings this month. I don't think there's anything else going on. I know the National Night to Unite is tentatively scheduled for the first Tuesday in October. Again, that is all COVID dependent, but if you want to pencil it in, it's always a great opportunity to get to know your neighbors and our local law enforcement and fire personnel. Any other business this evening? Okay, hearing none, I am looking for a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Moved by Councilmember DeLuca.
Second.
Oh, second by Councilmember Cahill. You're muted, Councilmember Fay, she beat you. All in favor of adjourning by a show of hands? All right, the meeting is adjourned at 7:22. So Frank, you can stop recording and you should have a short upload.